Thank you, Presiding Officer. I'm pleased to be able to speak in this afternoon's debate, Ending Homelessness Together, and I welcome the new measures announced by the Scottish Government to help eradicate the human rights issue of homelessness. Everyone in Scotland, regardless of their race, religion, background, gender and social circumstance, absolutely must have a safe, warm and settled place that they call home. Indeed, anyone made homeless is legally entitled to housing, and I'm glad to hear that there is cross-party consensus across the chamber this afternoon that we are going to tackle homelessness together. Although I do recognise that more work has to be done to ensure that all who are presented as homeless are housed at the earliest possible time. So this is a key issue that we need to pursue. Presiding Officer, last week I attended a meeting in my South Scotland region with Dumfries and Galloway Council's Financial Wellbeing and Revenues Manager. And I was told by her that in 2017 and 18, 834 homeless applications were received by D&G Council, and 76.7% were from single person with no children households. 18% of the applications had children in the households, though. And nationally, we have seen a 9% rise in the number of children in temporary accommodation, and this is concerning. 29.5% of the D&G applications were from people with mental health needs, and 6%, which is 50 people, they said that they had slept rough the night before their application was submitted. It is also worth noting that currently the law requires local authorities to take a homeless application for someone who is at immediate threat of homelessness within the next 3 months. This means that not all cases when an application is taken will need emergency or temporary accommodation, such as in a B&B. And as a B&B owner myself, where my husband runs our business currently, we have had people show up at 12 o'clock at night, people like young men, young women, families and young children, and you can see the stress or the anxiety on their faces as they are showing up at midnight. So B&B isn't ideal. The accommodation is variable, and Graham Simpson has rightly highlighted that there are issues such as curfews or visiting by families and other restrictions. But I'll let the Chamber know there were no curfews or restrictions, and even access to washing machines and kitchen was available in our B&B. So, as a stock transfer authority, Dumfries and Galloway Council rely on registered social landlords to find permanent accommodation for those who present as homeless. And this means it can be quite challenging. So I'm pleased that the Government has engaged in the house building of affordable housing, with over 78,000 affordable homes built since the SNP came to power. And furthermore, the Government is helping to assist local authorities across Scotland, including Dumfries and Galloway and South Ayrshire Council in my South Scotland region, by investing more than £3 billion to deliver an additional minimum of 35,000 homes. This will better allow local authorities to house those presented as homeless as soon as possible, and will reduce the need for temporary B&B accommodation. I'd like to briefly highlight some of the work of Lorburn Housing in my region. Like many housing associations, the last thing Lorburn wants is to make someone homeless. So as an organisation, they focus on the customer at the heart of allocations and tenancy management. Lorburn ensures that properties are allocated appropriately for both the incoming customer and customers who are already housed at a development. They do not want to set people up to fail, so they will consider people's circumstances and any issues before allocating a property. Lorburn assists people with a wide range of support measures, some of which include getting furniture, carpets or white goods for the property through the person's own initiative or through the Scottish Government's Scottish Welfare Fund. And through the new Great Start initiative in partnership with Shacks in Dumfries, Lorburn provides customers with a voucher to spend on items for their property. This supports the customer as well as other local charities. They assist with starting, changing and maintaining a universal credit claim. And like my colleagues Gillian Martin and Shona Robinson has mentioned, my casework in my office also echoes the challenges of universal credit and how it has led to some people becoming homeless. The Lorburn Housing has been extremely helpful in my casework and supporting me with liaising and challenging for people who are having real difficulty with making their rent and allowing the forgiving of rent arrears. So all of the challenges that we see that our local authorities and our Lorban Housing is doing, we need to make sure that other authorities will take the lead from that. So I'd like to quickly give recognition to Bethany Christian Trust also, because they carry out important work in supporting people affected by homelessness. I welcome the Scottish Government's £50 million investment in Ending Homelessness Together Fund, which aims to put an end to rough sleeping whilst funding homelessness prevention initiatives. £23.5 million has already been allocated from the Ending Homelessness Fund and from the Health Portfolio for Rapid Rehousing First. I'd like to welcome the positive work which has been proposed and indeed already carried out by the Scottish Government and other third sector bodies, and I congratulate organisations across my South Scotland region, and I agree that we all must work together to end homelessness. Thank you.